Do-do-do-do. Wah, wah, wah. Do-do-do-do. Wah, wah, wah. Do-do-do-do. Wah, wah, wah.
I wanted to play this music in the beginning, but couldn't find it. Hey yo Racer Bros, what's up? It's Explosive Mike and Fat Bob. Many subscribers to my channel are probably saying, finally, you show us a normal motorcycle, dang it. Yes, we finally have a normal motorcycle. A piece of steel with a giant engine that real guys, real men want. And here it is, Harley Davidson Fat Bob. Here we go.
Sweet redemption, I will never let you down. Will it ever get sunny? Oh, I wonder, honey, baby, how you make me sway. You say it will. I'm calling your addictive brand. You say it will, yeah. I'm crossing the obsessive line. You say it will. I'm calling your addictive brand.
I am not a Harley fan, you know. I love Italian brands, but today we have an authentic American machine. If you, silly Russian, are thinking that this brat is bad, then you are hella wrong. You're just like me when I thought that this motorcycle was the same as old steel Harleys. To be honest, I really didn't expect anything like this from this motorcycle. Let me briefly tell you about it. Because standing here beside it, I can't say much. The rest should be told when you're already riding it. That you will see in a moment. So this is Fat Bob 2020 version. The motorcycle got updated, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago in 2018. At that time, the Harley company said they've made a kind of, let's say, a younger version of Harley. So originally, Harleys were these steel, heavy, hard to steer, hard to brake motorcycles that were popular among the older generation. Those who are over 40, already not 30 or even 50 years you can say. They were not suitable for younger riders, since people like me, for example, in my age, what do we want? We want to be able to ride, to steer a motorcycle. We want to have a dynamic ride. But at the same time, we give up on comfort. And here's the turning point. I'm almost 30 years old. You start thinking about comfort already, but you still want the motorcycle to ride, wheelie faster, and so on. See? A fog jumping around. It must be out of focus, guys. See that? Jumping right to me. Little princess, should I give her a kiss? Harley Davidson Company have updated their motorcycle before they had Dinah from the Softail family. Yeah, it's the Softail frame here, then Dinah got discontinued. Anyways, I'm not an expert when it comes to Harleys. If there are Harley fans watching me, then you know this story better than me. I won't tell you this story now. Anyway, they've created a new motorcycle. It's rougher, sportier, and implementing new technologies. For example, there is a new Milwaukee 8 engine on the FXDR motorcycle that I was testing. Here we have a 107 engine, and there's also a 114 version. This engine has 2 camshafts and 4 valves per cylinder. It made this Harley a brand new motorcycle. I mean, with this engine, A, it's riding, and B, there's less vibration. But you can still feel this enormous capacity, Harley capacity, because it's a 107 engine. So we have 1,748, or, well, almost 1.8. Let's round it to 1.8 liters. The engine is huge. It has 2 cylinders with almost a liter per cylinder. You can really feel it. The engine has 145 Newton meter. Sheesh! It's unbelievable! What do I even do with these 145 Newton meter? That's typical for Harley. They don't have much horsepower, but a lot of Newton meter. Yeah, there isn't much horsepower here. It's around 80 plus, but when you're riding, you don't really feel that it's so low. You're more impressed with the torque and the thrust that this motorcycle has. It speeds up very fast, even though it's very heavy and made of steel. I have to say, it is lighter than the old Harleys, though. The normal weight for an old Harley is 350 to 400 kilograms. This motorcycle, when fully loaded, weighs around 301 kilograms. Well, basically 300 kilograms. This makes a difference. We all know physics. The less mass it has, the less effort we need to stop the motorcycle. It brakes much better now. The less mass is, the easier it is for the engine to speed up the motorcycle. Now it is much faster and and steers way better. It has keyless access. It's just the same as on any other Harley. It starts with a button. The base version has a pre-installed alarm, but the company doesn't turn the sound on. It's built in, but if you want it to go off, you have to pay extra money. The base version is not equipped with it. The motorcycle sounds, I just heard its upgraded exhaust. There are also flutes here. It's not too loud, but it's really beautiful. I have to say that the new Milwaukee 8 engine seems a bit quieter. It causes less vibration. Firstly, because the engine is different, and secondly, because the fastening is changed. It sounds a little different. Let me start the motorcycle so you can hear it. When the engine starts, the motorcycle trembles a bit. It still vibrates a little. This jar here is not loud, it won't bother pedestrians, but it creates a nice sound. If we took the flutes out, it would be even nicer. There are exhaust catalysts installed here. I need your clothes and your motorcycle. You forgot to say please. The mirrors are tiny. Oh, it's fun, guys. I'm really riding. Cool, look, it's really riding. What a surprise. In 2020, you're surprised a Harley can ride at all. Usually a Harley doesn't ride and can't steer. This is so much fun, especially the first feeling. Oh, it can boost too. The mirrors are definitely not adjusted for my height. What I also like is that it's narrow. I'm just a bit worried about these arches. Riding in the traffic was convenient from the very first minute. Let's push the gas! Ready? Go! We're at 140 kilometers an hour already. 150, 160. It's really riding like a powerful street motorcycle. Well, not premium liter one, but a 900cc or 800cc, something like that. There's not much horsepower, but there's a ton of torque. The thrust is amazing. You can clearly feel the power of this 107 engine with almost 1.8 liter capacity. It goes dun doo 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 doo. It has this hammering sound. They say this motorcycle is a new breed of Harley. There are 2 camshafts and the vibrations are not like on older Harleys. That's true. Even when you're going at low RPM, you can enjoy the ride because there's no hammering. You still feel the engine capacity though, it's cool. It speeds up very well, the thrust is amazing, the engine revs is great. The motorcycle owner told me that he used to ride a Yamaha MT-09. That motorcycle has the fastest acceleration in the world. It can get up to about 150 or 100 or so. I asked, how do you feel riding the Harley after MT-09? He said it feels great, it rides, it brakes, everything's cool. I was like, rides, brakes, a Harley? No way, bro, you must have got it wrong. Did you really buy a Harley, not a Ducati? He was right, it really rides and brakes. Well done, Harley, really well done. You've created a good motorcycle. It can do it, guys. It really can. We're up to 170 to 180 kilometers an hour. It steers and brakes well from this speed too. It's passed the dynamics test too. Superb. Listen guys, the steering is so awesome. I decided to push it a little in the traffic. It's unreal. It's on par with a street motorcycle. I don't feel like I'm riding on a big block of steel, unlike the old Harleys. The old ones don't maneuver very well. You have to really work them. You don't have that here at all. This feels exhilarating. Yeah, it's still the same steel-made Harley. It's just lighter, much lighter. The frame is still big, long, and solid. After all, why would a Harley have a small frame? That's what makes it so stable. By the way, the front wheel is very big, the 150/81. It's bigger than those on any street or sport motorcycle. In theory, this should have some influence on the steering. It might feel a little unstable when you ride over road markings or bumps in the road. Now, I'm riding on the markings, and to be honest, I don't feel anything. If I think carefully and pay close attention to how it feels, I might feel a little something, but that's it. You might say, hey, I feel that the tires are too wide here. I really can't feel it. I'm riding on all the bumps and road markings, and I don't feel anything. It wouldn't make the motorcycle wobble. For example, I'm riding over these arrow markings. Let's ride over these markings again. See? I'm not holding the steering wheel. I'm riding over the left side of it and the right side of it. These markings are quite thick here. They're about 1 centimeter. It doesn't have any issues with steering. As I said, when you're turning at intersections or following winding roads, you won't have any trouble. I guess they tested that before this new version was released. It was a conscious decision to install a wheel this big. They wanted the motorcycle to look intimidating and manly. So yeah, there really aren't any problems with that. This is a motorcycle that will easily speed up to 160 to 180 kilometers an hour. It's a cool feature too. When you're riding with your bros in the city and the light turns green, you can peel out of there in a flash. You won't be left in the dust. If you're riding with some leader sport motorcycles on a suburban track, then yes, it would be hard to keep up. But in the city, that won't be a problem. If you want to start fast at the traffic light, then you have plenty of Newton meter and torque for that. Just hit the gas and wave goodbye. This Harley is also equipped with 200mm tires for better road grip. It makes a larger contact area. Here we have a decreasing radius turn. Hey, so easy! So easy! Oh my, this is how it should be for steering. How's that possible? How? I can't! I didn't want to praise it! I didn't want to! I thought I would get on this Harley and say, gosh, this old clanky thing, who would ever want this? But this is cool. It's a cool motorcycle. It's even better if you ride on suburban tracks. When it's sunny and there aren't many cars. There are a lot right now though. This type of motorcycle is called a cruise motorcycle for a reason. You feel like you're really going easy when you ride it. You're cruising. Put a girl on a passenger seat behind, but make sure she has an airbag or two. I'm not saying this motorcycle is unsafe. It's just that in the past, I would always say that the Harleys I used to ride were hunks of metal that wouldn't brake or steer. I consider them to be dangerous for obvious reasons. I didn't feel confident in the traffic. Because I had to use force, to turn, to brake early, to maintain a big distance, keep the speed down, etc. The old Harleys would never let you let loose and enjoy the ride. You would always feel nervous. When you think about how dangerous the situation is for you, and how dangerous motorcycle riding is in general. Here, it's not like that. This motorcycle gives you confidence. It rides, it brakes, you really feel your motorcycle. The steel Harleys I rode in the past never gave me such a feeling. FXDR was close enough, but in the review I said, by the way, you can watch that review, I said that FXDR definitely steers better than the older Harleys. They brake very well, but it wasn't enough. It was lacking. This Harley lacks nothing. You want steering? Here you go. Suspension? Take it. Brakes? They're here for you. An engine that speeds up properly. Here you go too. You don't want to ride it like this. You want to ride it like this. I enjoy it a lot. He who understands life is no longer in a hurry. I also like that this motorcycle is affordable. Yeah, a Harley is not a cheap toy, but this model is $19,000, so it is very affordable. Especially for a motorcycle like this one. Well, yeah, it doesn't have very modern electronics. It doesn't have any of those features. Man, you think that for $19,000 you would get a mode with traction and control of this and that to make it super safe. When riding this motorcycle, I can rev it up and stuff, and I don't feel that it lacks any of those electronic features. I think this price is perfectly reasonable. It is okay to pay $19,000 for this new Harley. Of course, if it's a second-hand one, you can buy it cheaper. I really enjoy riding it. It's worth it.
Even if you've been misled, and all of your dreams are gone.
They installed an inverted fork here that has the lean angle of a sport motorcycle. It improved the steering significantly, so the motorcycle now rides way better. I don't know how they did that, but it also brakes well. Oh, I just rode over a railway track and didn't feel it. It was that smooth. I don't know if it's a soft saddle, but the seat feels very comfy. I think I could easily do 1,000 kilometers without stopping. Maybe it's because of the shock absorbers. The motorcycle is very smooth to ride. Even going over speed bumps is pleasant. I don't get hit anywhere. I think it's both the suspension and a soft saddle that contribute to that. The saddle height is high. I'm 1.9 meters tall. When I'm sitting on it, I feel comfortable. I'm not squatting really low like on other cruise motorcycles. A short person, oh, not good. It's not good to call other people short. An average height person would also be comfortable sitting on it. The saddle height is 710 millimeters, as was said on the Harley website. I think it's a golden mean. That would be comfortable for both a tall and a short person. Nobody will feel any kind of discomfort because of that. The ergonomics are also nice. It's comfortable to sit on it. The arms and back are not strained like on FXDR. The riding position is not too cruiser-like. It is much more comfortable. It doesn't have that high, wide, and bent steering wheel. The steering wheel is straight, as you can see. It's easy to lean on the tank, not like on FXDR. The drawback is these mirrors. Sometimes my left-hand fingers accidentally hit them. I got used to it pretty quickly. I think these mirrors are ingenious. Just look how short they are. They don't stick out over handles, and it's an ideal shape for moving through traffic jams. You don't stress over your mirrors sticking out too much. I don't know if these are stock mirrors or upgraded ones. I think it's stock shape. This is truly an ingenious invention. I want the same mirrors for my Dorse Duro. They wouldn't look good on it though. On a Harley, they look perfect. I'm so used to Harley now that when I'm turning, I barely hold the right grips because I know that this Harley will behave well. It won't lean too much and won't fall down, etc. Cruising on it is pure satisfaction. The riding position here is a bomb. The only thing is that as a tall man, I feel that the position of the foot pegs is odd. Maybe there are some upgraded foot pegs that you can adjust on a base version. I want my foot to be a little further away because see, the angle under my knee seems a little off. I want these arcs with special footrests to be a little further away as well. Again, I'm like a daddy long legs. If you are as tall as me, maybe you will also feel that they are too close and would want them moved further away. Oh man, it just keeps surprising me. Hell no, it's not a Harley. It's not a Harley. I'm serious, what is this? Harleys never brake like this. My lord, you can't steer it like this. Gosh, how good this is.
I was thinking about you, like drinking some TV. Felt like I was drinking. One more sip and here we go.
The only electronic feature it has is an ABS, only an ABS, no traction control. I'm not even mentioning slide control. It doesn't need it. It doesn't have traction control here, but it has an ABS. I have tested this ABS and figured it's the latest generation system. It doesn't turn on when it's not supposed to and works well enough. We almost missed our turn. By the way, have you heard the sound of ABS working? It worked on the edge. The wheel whistled a bit, but it didn't get stuck. That's it, guys. There's nothing left to talk about. Yeah, I can tell you how they've changed things from generation to generation, how they replaced engine fasteners, how they made little changes to the frame, made the swing arm lighter, etc. But in reality, those who buy a Harley, couldn't care less about those things. Usually, people who watch motorcycle reviews also couldn't care less. Well, the majority couldn't care less what changes were made. Like how they've changed the piston stoke, they care if the motorcycle is now riding better. Does it? It does. Does it brake better? It brakes better. Or maybe worse. Does it steer okay? It does. This is the most important. It specifically manifests in Harley, because the most important thing is how you feel when you're riding it. When riding a Harley, you don't want to rush at all. I think riding this motorcycle to the seaside would be amazing. The owner of it has ordered a backrest, but hasn't installed it yet. He has also installed some additional components, like different foot pegs and these footrests with these arcs. He has a bag hanging behind. The first time I saw this motorcycle, I was amazed. I want a motorcycle like that. It looks cool, not like an old grandpa motorcycle. It doesn't have this bent ram's horn wheel. I feel sick looking at that thing. You immediately remember those dudes wearing worn out jackets, cowboy boots like this. You just keep thinking, I don't want to be like that dude. This is a modern motorcycle. You can wear a classic leather motorcycle jacket and boots or sports shoes when riding it. You can ride in the city, you can go to an event or take a girl for a ride. It's very nice. Speaking about the dashboard, it's reminiscent of the classics, but it still looks modern. Even on a cruiser like this Harley. It's small. Here we see the revs. The main clock face is for the revs. We also have a little digital display where you can switch between different metrics, but usually it shows speed. I like that it shows the fuel sensor. Do you remember me showing you these little signals that turned on a classic Harley? They show how much fuel you have left. If they're off, then you're running out of gas. You can also look at the time and the gear it is in. The screen is very small. You have to lower your head to see. But everything is visible, even under the sun. Yeah, if you compared it to modern motorcycles with super LCD displays and TFT displays and so on, it would definitely not stand a chance. Like, you can't see anything on it. But it doesn't need a huge dashboard here at all. On an electric Harley, you understand that it's called an electric Harley for a reason. You want the dashboard to be high-tech and digital. But here it doesn't ask for that. Why would you even need to look at it? For speed? To not be caught by a traffic camera? I don't know. I look down for a second, I see everything I need in a quick glance. On street motorcycles, you also have to lower your head to see dashboards. To look at the gear? Why would you even need it on such a motorcycle? It rides well in any gear. You just push the gas and it pulls you ahead, puttering all the way. Though, as I said, there are exhaust flutes installed, so it's not too loud, but it still sounds good. I'm not sure my camera can catch it. I'll try riding in silence for a moment to give you a chance to hear and check it out. It's all amazing, guys, but these darned Harley turn signals, I have no idea why they've made it like that. Yeah, it's a good feature that the left turn is on the left handle and the right turn is on the right one, but it's so inconvenient. My left hand is almost always free to push and release the button with 2 pushes. But it is inconvenient for my right hand, even when I'm cruising. I'm holding the gas when I'm cruising, so when I try to hit that right turn button, it takes a lot of effort to reach it. I was just cruising now and sped up gradually. What if you need to make it speed up quickly in the city? I mentioned it in the FXDR review. It's impossible. This bloody thing, oh, whatever. It's a special feature and at least it looks interesting. The controls have some symmetry. Those of you who like symmetry, look at the 3 buttons on the left, 2 vertical and 1 horizontal. On the right it's the same, 2 vertical and 1 horizontal. See, I pulled the gas handle again and it was inconvenient to turn it on. The good thing is that they turn off automatically after you have finished turning. I like riding on a track. It's just, there's no windshield. Harley riders like installing them because Harleys are usually equipped with a big wide windshield. It protects you from the wind but detracts from its appearance. Moreover, the owner of this motorcycle usually rides in the city to work or for personal business, so he doesn't need a windshield. I wouldn't bother installing it either, because it has a wide front. And the wind is blowing on your face and helmet, not your body, like on a naked motorcycle. When you're riding naked, the wind blows on your body as well. It's quite fresh outside, but I don't feel cold from the wind. This wide front seems to be protecting me from the airflow. Cool. I like how this motorcycle looks from the first person. It looks very cool, especially with this thick steering wheel. It's so thick and massive. It's wide too. This is a guy's motorcycle. It's a true Harley, though not the dude's one, but the guy one. The coolest feature this motorcycle has is something I've already said. It's not how it brakes, though that is great. The best thing is the way you look and feel when you ride it. As I said, it's a black motorcycle. It looks very cool. I don't know how to put it in words. Man, it's such a guy's motorcycle. You know, like a black BMW. This time it's a black Harley, and it looks just as cool. Plus the sound of this big capacity engine gives me a thrill. People notice and watch you go by. You're thinking as you ride, yeah, I am a total stud. I am a champion. Remember to stay focused on the road and not get carried away, or else the winner will become the loser in a second.
Miss that smile, Lord knows I ain't seen that in a while, but it's your style, so something must be up keeping you down. You a queen that must be heaven sent. Pray my soul, I must repent for not telling you what I meant and how I felt. Honestly, I'm used to throwing wishes in a well. My conscience tells me that I could have helped without fail. Actions speak louder than words, and that's a lesson that I learned all by myself.
Hey, Harley Davidson, hey, you've made a great motorcycle, bro. Very good, bro. I'll take it. Oh, it's a pain. Summing it all up, guys, I have to say that this Harley really surprised me. I was stunned. I decided to try it because I had to make a video about the new model. I hadn't tested it, but people kept asking me about it because it's a popular model. I assumed I would be harsh with it. Yeah, I thought I might like a couple of features compared to older Harleys, but I assumed it wouldn't stand a chance as a motorcycle for a young and ambitious man. Wow, was I wrong. It rides well. It brakes well. It steers awesome, even for a non-Harley standard. Riding at a low speed with decreasing radius turns is easy. Even at a higher speed, like around 180 kilometers an hour, it behaves amazingly when you're entering an intersection. It's very stable, so you don't have to hold these pieces of metal in place with your hands. It turned out to be a great motorcycle. If I ever buy a Harley, I would probably get this model. In other words, if I had a lot of money and I could afford Ducati Street Fighter and the like, I would definitely buy this one to put in my garage, because it's a freaking awesome Harley. It's a real young guy's Harley. If you had any doubts, or if you're a Harley fan, if you're a young guy and you're trying to decide whether to buy an FXDR or this one, I would recommend you take this one. It's more suitable for a guy, and in my opinion, looks better. It's more comfortable and also less expensive. These are its main good sides. Maybe you could assume that I started liking Harleys because I'm getting older, but if you took a ride on this one, you would understand me. It turned out to be a great motorcycle. This was Explosive Mike. Thank you for your likes. If you didn't click the thumbs up button, please do it. Subscribe to my channel, because I noticed that many of you are watching my videos without a subscription. Maybe you don't think much about it, but I would appreciate it if you do. As always, have a fierce ride, get the right motorcycles. Branded, hey-o, bye-bye. Darn, Billy the Eagle Eye is back again. It's a cool motorcycle. What else can I say?
Let her know, I gotta let her know that she my white horse, she my medical. She like my baby mama, know how to take care of me. Give my baby problems, you gon' regret every day. So I let her know, gotta let her know